guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an update on our trip that we took down to Disney World between Christmas and New Year's. Now we were there from December 27th to January 1st. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I've had a lot of people ask me if I thought that was a good time to go to Disney World, or that's when their kids are off of school, so that's when they want to go, or they really want to see everything decorated for Christmas. So I wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions. Now, in terms of crowds, that is the busiest time of the year to go. Hands down, without a doubt, busiest time of the year to go. And I'll get into that a bit more in a minute. But decorations, of course, it's gorgeous. The Magic Kingdom has the most decorations by far, followed by Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and then Animal Kingdom had the least. Now, I had wanted to go to all of the countries in Epcot and see the different Santas that they have, because they have like that country's Santa that you can go and visit. And it was still on the Times Guide, but like we couldn't find them. And I think they actually stopped having them. I was only able to see Père Noël, which is Santa in France. I did see him, but all of the others were like, I have no idea where they were. So I think they stopped seeing them because everything was still supposed to be decorated until the first of the year. And actually the big tree between the two shops facing World Showcase Lagoon on the Future World side was taken down on either the 29th or the 30th. So I thought that was a bit, no, I'm sorry, maybe the 30th or the 31st. It was a bit odd though, that was already down. The other decorations were still up, but that was a bit disappointing that they started taking some of those things down. But the rest of the decorations were up, but we just didn't get to see the Santas other than Père Noël. And like I said, the big tree was taken down early. We did catch some of the candlelight processional. The orchestra is fantastic. You get to see everybody walk in with their candles. It was very, very cool to see. Now, I don't know that I would stop and like my plans for the day just to wait in line for one of the more famous narrators, like Whoopi Goldberg, for example. We caught Jodie Benson, who is the voice of Ariel in The Little Mermaid, and we saw Cal Ripken Jr. We just caught snippets of them. But that definitely, in my opinion, isn't the main part of the show. I think the main part of the show is the music. And it really was great. But like I said, we just kind of caught snippets of it when we were walking by and we stopped and listened. And you are able to do that as you're walking by. We couldn't get in the way that they had it sectioned off. We couldn't get in, but we could stand kind of behind a line in the back and watch. So we did that. We were able to see a couple of the special holiday fireworks and shows, and those were great as well. We saw Holiday Wishes in the Magic Kingdom. That was great. We saw Jingle Bell Jingle Bam at Hollywood Studios. That was really cool. We had a really good view for that in front of the Chinese Theater. So there's projections in their fireworks, and that was fantastic. They also had projections on Tower of Terror, where they were building like a gingerbread house. I'm sure you can, go on YouTube and do a search for it, but that was very, very cool to see. And they had the fake snow and stuff. So that was very neat. I did like that. We did not see Illuminations. We were going to watch the New Year's Eve fireworks. Now at the Magic Kingdom, they have their New Year's Eve fireworks on the 30th and 31st. So we watched the New Year's Eve fireworks on the 30th. And then at Epcot, they had I don't know if they do this every year, had their New Year's Eve fireworks on the 31st. So we planned on spending New Year's Eve at Epcot. I have never seen it so crowded before. I have never had to park or seen people parking so far away. We actually got really lucky because they were trying to fill in some individual spots where people had left up close. But most people were parking super, super far away. People were parking on the grass. I've never seen that before, and like not in actual parking spots. And that's where they were. The parking attendants told them to park. But it was so insanely crowded. It was interesting because my husband and I were talking, and I thought on the 30th at Magic Kingdom, the spaces in which to walk, like just, you know, out in the roads in the Magic Kingdom, we were so packed in there like sardines. It was like almost a little panicky for me. The rides, don't get me wrong, the waiting time for the rides was long, but not as long as I expected. I think it's because more people stake out a spot early for parades and fireworks at the Magic Kingdom than they do at Epcot. That's just my thought. So a lot of people were, you know, in the hub and on Main Street waiting for the fireworks, and people will do that more than an hour in advance. Sometimes more than 2 hours in advance, depending on the day and which fireworks they have. So I think that was why. And then at Epcot, in terms of like walking around, it didn't feel as crowded to walk around, but the lines to like get anything to eat were so long. The line for the bathrooms in Morocco, I mean, it had to have been like a half an hour long to go to the bathroom. So it was crazy. We were in World Showcase, and the lines for absolutely everything were insane. They had a DJ and they were playing a really loud music. People were dancing. In Italy, things were pretty crazy. That was really neat to see. But again, we went in there to try and get some pizza from the walk-up window, and it wasn't worth it. The line was just way too long. But there were a couple of little kiosks where there wasn't too long of a wait, but they weren't for the best things. I mean, obviously. But yeah, it was too long. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We're going to have another, you know, 2.5 hours here, and we can't do anything other than we can walk, but we can't do anything else. So we actually ended up leaving and not even seeing the New Year's Eve fireworks. So that was a big disappointment. We did have a flight early the next morning on New Year's Day. So we had to be up super early. We had to be up at like 4:30 in the morning, which is my own fault. I booked that flight. So we might have stayed had we not had such an early flight and had it been a bit longer of a trip. But to not be able to do anything and just walk around and then have to be so tired the next day, I didn't think it was worth it. They had times, countdowns on the rotating globe in the middle of the World Showcase Lagoon for the countdown until the new year in that country. They had a big clock on the back of Spaceship Earth, the part that faces World Showcase Lagoon, showing the time. It was very cool to see. When we were walking out just in front of Spaceship Earth more on the World Showcase side, it was really cool. I can't remember the name of it. I have a little video. Hopefully I can put it in. It was like a silent dance party. So it was really, really cool. All these people were wearing headphones, and they were like red and green, I think. And they were wearing these headphones, and everybody's dancing, but we couldn't hear anything because the music was all through the headphones. So it was kind of cool to see. So you could go in there too. So there was a lot of that stuff, you know, dancing, and it was fun. It was a good time, but it was so crowded. And the reason we did this, I always said that I would never go to Disney World between Christmas and New Year's. The reason I did this is because we are going back for the Disney Princess Half Marathon, and we're going to have a full trip then, and that is just in February. So I thought, hey, if we can't do everything, no big deal, we're going back. I think that is the only time you should really take a trip at this time of year, because it is going to be so crowded. You will not be able to do everything. We did not get to go on Slinky Dog Dash at all. We didn't get to go on Thunder Mountain at all. We did not get to go on the safari at Animal Kingdom at all. So I think if you go into it with the knowledge that I'm positive I'm not gonna be able to do everything, and I'm okay with that because I know I'm coming back, then it's okay. You have to go into it with, you know, we kind of went into it knowing with the idea that I want to see everything. My first priority is just to see things. And if I get on rides, that's awesome. And that's kind of what we did. So because of that, we had a good time. We also did get to see at Disney Springs, they had recently completely reopened World of Disney. That was neat to see. It's not Christmas specific, but it recently opened. So that's completely open now. And we also got to see, I think it's called Christmas Tree Lane, where they had Christmas trees decorated to, like, themed to different Disney movies. Super, super cool. They did such an amazing job. And they had a Haunted Mansion, which I guess is a movie. They had a Haunted Mansion one. They had Under One Dalmatians. They had Little Mermaid. They had, oh my gosh, most Disney movies that I could think of. It's so cool. And I have a ton of pictures of those. So hopefully we can put some of those pictures in here for you to see. But yeah, it's free. You just walk through there. So that was very neat to see as well. So yes, there are a lot of special, very cool things to see around Christmas time. I'm disappointed I didn't get to see the Santas. That was a big thing for me. I really wanted to see those. There's nothing I can do about it. I guess now I know I need to go before Christmas if I want to catch those. And yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's very crowded. I knew it would be very crowded. It was, dare I say, even a little bit more crowded than I had expected. So I hope that this video was helpful to you in case you were thinking about possibly going to Disney World between Christmas and New Year's. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye.